All right, welcome to Hot 254. It is politics time. And my name is Mr. B. And of course, the news which are now trending in the media is that the newly appointed Deputy President Kindiki has presumed work, and they are ready, him and the President, ready to fulfill the agendas that that has been staggering because of not having good terms, the president not having good terms with the former deputy president Rigathi Gachagua. And of course, other things that are now trending is that Rigathi Gachagua, the former deputy president, has said, I wish you all the best. But what he asks from the president is that he has to fulfill the agendas if he promised people as quick as possible, as quick as they hastened his impeachment. That is what he said. And as another thing that we also need to hear is that he has said that wakulima wa kahawa wapate pesa zao. That is another agenda that is coming up really fast. Another thing that we are also watching from the media, and of course we need to know we need to have a broad understanding on what is trending, actually, what is happening and why it is happening. On the game of politics, Raila Amolo Odinga just left his allies stranded. People like Kalonzo Musyoka, they were left stranded, not knowing what next. What are we supposed to do? They don't know what they're supposed to do or the step they're supposed to take because their principal is not competent to come back and give directions of the party. Now, Eugene Wamalwa yesterday was on the limelight, and he has this to make. So take a moment and watch this video.
We want to say we will not be party to the praise and worship choir that has been created, who have joined Zakayo and who are being used by Zakayo to bring back the taxes of the 2024 finance bill, who are cheering as the finance bill 2023 is being brought back and Kenyans are going to be subjected to higher taxes. And here we are still cheering William Ruto. So we are saying as DAP, we cannot and we no longer find it tenable to continue being in a relationship with people who are no longer like-minded with us.
You know, tunaanza process leo, barua inaenda kwa registrar kumweleza kwamba sisi tumejiondoa katika Azimio kuanzia leo. So hiyo notice inapeanwa leo. Kuanzia leo hatuko Azimio.
That we have resolved. Leo notice inatoka, hatuko Azimio tena. Wacha wawe kwa serikali na kwa opposition. Lakini sisi kama una DAP, we identify with ourselves kama party yenye iko independent.
Azimio tawe.
Azimio tawe. Azimio. And now we look forward. Now we look forward to campaigning for our candidate, presidential candidate, our party leader Mheshimiwa Eugene Wamalwa. Na tunajua huko mbele tunaenda kuchukua serikali.
Our last line of defense in Kenya was the judiciary. But the events of the last few weeks, few days, and the winning streak of one William Ruto, from the Finance Act 2023 to the housing levy, which is one of the most oppressive taxes in the history of Kenya, since the colonial hard tax, to the impeachment that was rushed through parliament and through the court, Kenyans now believe, just the way William Ruto has captured parliament, he has equally now put a lot of pressure on the judiciary, and the judiciary has given into this pressure. This is why we are saying he is an existential threat to our democracy, because democracy is about the rule of law. The rule of law is about fair trial, is about independence of institutions. What we are seeing in Kenya today, as we cheer William Ruto, because we saw some cheering yesterday, celebrating yesterday, but very many Kenyans are not celebrating with them. You cannot celebrate an emergence of a dictatorship. A dictator starts by capturing key institutions and cutting down dissent. The presidency, according to our constitution, was changed for one reason, that we do not have an imperial presidency in Kenya, that we have both a president and his deputy elected by the people of Kenya. So by William Ruto removing an elected deputy president and telling us to celebrate a selected deputy president who is only loyal to him, as we saw him swear, not the legion of the people of Kenya, but to Ruto who appointed him, not Kenyans, because Kenyans did not elect him. That is the beginning of undermining and eroding of our constitution. William Ruto is, what we are seeing in William Ruto is the emergence of a strong man syndrome, where anyone standing before William Ruto will be crushed.
We look forward to campaigning for our candidate, presidential candidate, our party leader Mheshimiwa Eugene Wamalwa, na tunajua huko mbele tunaenda kuchukua serikali.
We will have a presidential candidate for the elections of 2027 who is none other than our party leader Eugene Wamalwa.
Tunataka kuangalia namna serikali mpya inaenda kuundwa 2027 because tunataka a new government ile inakuja inaanza step 1 kufukuza adani, step 1. Step 2 kuabolish mambo ya housing levy na kurudishia watu wote pesa wale wamekuwa kinyang'anywa pesa yao in the name of housing levy. Number 3, kurudisha NHIF, illegal deduction ambayo inaendelea saa hii. Nasikia wanakata watu 3,000, 10,000, pesa nyingi inakatwa kwa watu ati naenda kwa hii kitu inaitwa shifu. Yote hiyo tutaabolish na ile pesa imekatwa ya watu inarudishwa. Ya ine, watu yote wamefanya mambo ya wizi lazima wawekwe ndani, hakuna mtu atawachwa.
To start an aggressive recruitment drive to prepare our party for the next election, where the Democratic Action Party will be fielding candidates in all positions, from MCA to MP to women rep to governor to senator to the president. And yours truly has been given that onerous task of carrying the flag into the presidential race of 10th of August 2027. There are very good reasons why the party has taken this position. We believe William Ruto is an existential threat to our democracy. William Ruto has, over the last 2 years, steadily been undermining, and he has been eroding public confidence in our key democratic institutions. Today, if you ask any Kenyan whether they still have confidence in our parliament, they will tell you a big no. They will tell you tawe, like we say in this side of the country, because they believe the executive has captured parliament. And that is why parliament is able to do whatever William Ruto wants. Kenyans now believe, just the way William Ruto has captured parliament, he has equally now put a lot of pressure on the judiciary, and the judiciary has given into this pressure. This is why we are saying he is an existential threat to our democracy, because democracy is about the rule of law. The rule of law is about fair trial, is about independence of institutions. What we are seeing in Kenya today, as we cheer William Ruto, because we saw some cheering yesterday, celebrating yesterday, but very many Kenyans are not celebrating with them. Western Kenya, as the Honorable Munyinyi has said, welcomes the assignment of the sugar bill into law. This was long overdue. As a party, we have fought for it, and now it's time to walk the talk and to implement it. That is the only thing we welcome from yesterday's proceedings. But as to what happened yesterday, you cannot celebrate an emergence of a dictatorship. A dictator starts by capturing key institutions and cutting down dissent. The presidency, according to our constitution, was changed for one reason, that we do not have an imperial presidency in Kenya, that we have both a president and his deputy elected by the people of Kenya. So by William Ruto removing an elected deputy president and telling us to celebrate a selected deputy president who is only loyal to him, as we saw him swear, not allegiance to the people of Kenya, but to Ruto who appointed him, not Kenyans, because Kenyans did not elect him. That is the beginning of undermining and eroding of our constitution. So those of you who are celebrating that Ruto has crushed Gachagua, it's not Gachagua who has been crushed, it's our constitution. And it starts with the presidency where there are no checks and balances, to parliament, to the judiciary. That is how our democracy dies, when our key institutions die. Recently, we had the Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta make one of the best speeches ever at the Defense College in Nigeria. He said what President Obama said in Accra, Ghana a few years ago, that what Africa needs and what Kenya needs is not a strong man, but strong institutions. William Ruto is, what we are seeing in William Ruto is the emergence of a strong man syndrome, where anyone standing before William Ruto will be crushed. Whether you are his number 2, second in command, whether you are speaker and Moses Masika Wetangula, I want to tell you, vile yale niliambia Rigiji, mwenzako akinyolewa kichwa chako tia maji bana. If number 2 can be kicked out in the manner Gachagua was kicked out, you and your Ford Kenya can be kicked out too. Let us not celebrate dictatorship, because that is what is emerging in our country.